High above the clouds, in places few maps even mark, lie forgotten villages suspended between earth and sky. Remote, timeless, and almost impossible to reach, they whisper of worlds long hidden. Here, houses cling to cliffsides, their wooden beams weathered by centuries of wind. Narrow paths vanish into the mist, and silence carries more weight than the mountains themselves. Unlike modern cities of steel and noise, these sky villages exist in fragile balance, half in reality, half in legend, where survival itself feels like a kind of quiet miracle. Generations have lived here, growing food on terraced slopes, hauling water from springs, and watching the sun rise from heights most of us only see from airplanes, yet few outsiders ever come. Their stories are not written in textbooks. They linger in folklore, in carvings on temple doors, in the worn stones of stairways that seem to lead nowhere but the clouds. Why did people climb so high, building homes in places where even the air is thin? What drew them here, and what mysteries remain, hidden from the eyes of the world? Today, we journey into China's secret sky villages, lost in the mountains, carved by time, and shrouded in mist. These places are more than destinations. They are living echoes of another world. High in the Shanxi province of China stands Mount Huashan, one of the 5 great mountains of Taoism. Its jagged granite peaks rise like blades, piercing the sky, often cloaked in drifting clouds. For centuries, this mountain has been seen as a sacred place. Temples and shrines dot its ridges, clinging to sheer cliffs where few would dare to settle. The air carries whispers of ancient devotion. The mountain is famous not only for its beauty, but also for its danger. Narrow wooden planks, bolted into cliff walls, form the legendary plank walk, a pathway that has terrified and thrilled travelers alike. Looking down, the valleys below disappear into mist. Looking up, the peaks glow golden at sunrise. Each step feels like walking between heaven and earth, suspended in a place untouched by time. Beyond the thrills, Huashan is steeped in mythology. Legends say immortals once dwelled here, practicing Taoist alchemy on the mountain's secluded slopes, chasing the secrets of eternal life. Today, pilgrims and travelers still make the climb. Some come seeking spiritual peace, others come for the adrenaline, but all leave with the same awe. Huashan is a mountain that humbles the soul. High in the clouds of Henan province, Laojun Mountain rises like a stairway into the heavens. At its peak, golden temples gleam against the endless sky, a sight both surreal and otherworldly. This mountain is named after Laozi, the legendary founder of Taoism. According to ancient texts, he retreated here to meditate, seeking wisdom in the silence of the peaks. At the summit, the Laojun Golden Pavilion shines as though lit from within. Balanced dramatically on the jagged cliffs, it looks less like human architecture and more like a palace of the gods. The climb is a pilgrimage. Endless stone steps twist through thick pine forests, with every turn revealing glimpses of floating walkways, dizzying cliffs, and terraces that disappear into clouds. When fog rolls across the ridges, the temples appear to hover above the earth itself. To stand here feels like walking through the boundary between the mortal world and the divine. Today, Laojun Mountain remains a sacred site. Pilgrims burn incense, monks chant in the thin air, and travelers stare in awe at one of China's most breathtaking mountaintop sanctuaries. High above the clouds in Sichuan province rises Mount Emei, one of China's most sacred peaks. For over 2,000 years, this mountain has been a place where heaven and earth seem to meet. At over 3,000 meters, its summit floats in shifting seas of mist. Here, golden temples cling to jagged cliffs, while monks and pilgrims climb its steep stairways in quiet devotion. The most breathtaking sight is the Golden Summit, where a towering, gilded statue of Samantabhadra glows against the clouds. At sunrise, the entire peak ignites in shades of red, orange, and gold. Mount Emei is known for the rare phenomenon called the Buddha's halo, glowing rings of light that form around the mountain, as if the sky itself bends to honor this sacred place. Legends say immortals once descended here, leaving behind hidden temples tucked deep in forests of ancient pines. Some shrines are so remote, they seem lost in time, far from the modern world. Wild monkeys roam the cliffs, waterfalls thunder down the valleys, and the trails weave through a landscape that feels more like a spiritual journey than a hike. On Mount Emei, the line between myth and reality blurs. Every step feels like walking into another world, a world where silence, clouds, and temples in the sky tell stories of eternity. Clinging to the sheer cliff face of Mount Heng, the Hanging Monastery seems less like human architecture and more like a miracle defying gravity. From a distance, it looks as though it floats in mid-air. Built over 1,500 years ago, this temple was anchored directly into the mountain wall with wooden beams fitted into natural holes carved into the rock. The result? A sanctuary suspended between earth and sky. The monastery is a labyrinth of narrow wooden walkways, tiny pavilions, and steep staircases that creak beneath your feet. Every step upward feels like stepping back into another era of devotion and daring. What makes this temple even more extraordinary is its harmony of faiths. Within its walls, you'll find statues and altars dedicated to Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism, three spiritual paths sharing one sacred space. From the cliffside platforms, the world below looks impossibly distant. Villages, rivers, and roads fade into the horizon, while the mountain wind rushes past, carrying the weight of centuries of whispered prayers. To stand here is to feel the essence of China's mountain temples: courage, faith, and an almost supernatural defiance of nature's limits. The Hanging Monastery isn't just a building, it's a miracle carved from air. High on a rugged peak in Fujian's Pinghe County, the Lingtong Temple clings to the cliffs like a secret carved into the mountains. It feels less like architecture and more like legend made real. Mist curls around its bright red walls and golden roofs, giving the temple the appearance of floating. From a distance, it seems suspended between earth and sky, unreachable, untouchable, eternal. Built centuries ago, the temple was designed as both a sanctuary and a statement that human devotion could reach heights as daring as the mountains themselves. Every stone tells a story of faith. Pilgrims once climbed dangerous paths to stand here, believing the mountain held a spiritual energy that connected them with the heavens. The temple became a bridge between ordinary life and the infinite. Today, travelers who make the journey are rewarded with views stretching across endless peaks, valleys, and distant rivers, a reminder of China's vast landscapes and the mysteries hidden within them. Yet what makes Lingtong Temple unforgettable is its silence. Standing here, surrounded by nothing but wind and sky, you realize it isn't just a temple, it's a place where time stops. Rising from the plains of Hebei Province, Guye Mountain is a breathtaking sight. Sheer cliffs tower into the sky, their rugged formations resembling ancient fortresses carved by time. Legends say immortals once walked these peaks, leaving behind whispers of hidden treasures and forgotten temples. Today, Guye Mountain still feels like a place caught between myth and reality. The mountain's limestone cliffs are streaked with dramatic colors: warm ochres, deep grays, and flashes of white, shifting in tone as sunlight moves across the jagged rock faces throughout the day. Travelers climbing the narrow pathways discover sweeping views of Hebei's countryside. The landscape below stretches endlessly, villages appearing like scattered dots beneath the imposing shadow of Guye's massive cliffs. Caves dot the cliffside, some used for centuries as meditation retreats for monks. Their stillness adds to the mountain's mystique, a sanctuary where silence carries the echo of eternity. Perched dramatically on a narrow cliff ledge, Tayun Mountain Taoist Temple seems to float in the clouds. Its golden rooftops cling impossibly to sheer rock, a masterpiece of faith and engineering. The temple's name, Tayun, means stepping into the clouds, and that's exactly how it feels. Mist rolls across the mountains, shrouding the sacred halls in a dreamlike atmosphere. Built centuries ago, this Taoist sanctuary was designed as a place of retreat from the world below. Its precarious position symbolizes detachment, rising above earthly concerns into heavenly realms. Climbers ascend steep stone steps, hugging the cliffs, their journey echoing Taoist teachings of persistence and balance. Each step brings both danger and serenity, testing the spirit as much as the body. Inside, incense drifts through ancient chambers where monks once meditated. The sound of bells carries softly across the mountain, blending with rustling pines and the distant cry of eagles. Few travelers make it here, yet those who do witness something unforgettable. Tayun Temple feels less like a building and more like a bridge between earth, sky, and the divine. Hidden deep in Hubei's mountains, the Enshi cliff villages cling dramatically to sheer rock faces. These ancient wooden homes seem to defy gravity, suspended high above the forested valleys below. Built centuries ago by the Zhangjiajie people, these cliffside dwellings were more than shelter. They were fortresses of survival. Their placement on vertical cliffs made them nearly impossible for outsiders to attack. Legends say the Zhangjiajie chose these cliffs for both safety and spiritual reasons. They believed living closer to the sky brought them nearer to ancestral spirits and mountain deities. The wooden houses were ingeniously constructed using beams inserted into natural cliff openings. Without nails, these structures relied on perfect balance and the rock's strength, an ancient architectural feat that still astonishes. From above, the villages blend into the rugged mountains. Mist often curls around the cliffs, making them appear like floating castles hidden in clouds, a scene straight from a mythical painting. Though few families remain, the villages are preserved as a cultural treasure. Visitors today walk narrow cliffside paths, feeling the same awe and vulnerability the Tujia people once experienced daily. Perched dramatically above cascading waterfalls, Furong ancient town seems suspended in time. Its stilted wooden houses cling to cliffs, where mist and rushing waters create a scene both mystical and cinematic. Once a quiet Tujia ethnic settlement, the town transformed after discovery. Its history runs deep. Hidden alleys, carved stone gates, and forgotten traditions still echo through Furong's narrow cobbled streets. The roaring waterfall beneath the village is its heartbeat. From every angle, water thunders downward, feeding myths of prosperity, renewal, and ancient spiritual energy cherished by generations of locals. Narrow alleyways wind past lantern-lit tea houses, ancestral halls, and time-worn stone bridges. Every corner carries whispers of legends, reflecting Tujia traditions mixed with centuries of Han cultural influences. At night, Furong glows. Red lanterns cast shimmering reflections across the falls, while the sound of rushing water blends with folk music drifting from hillside terraces. Furong ancient town feels suspended between earth and sky. A hidden jewel of China's mountains, it remains both a cultural treasure and a breathtaking reminder of timeless mountain life. Rising like stone sentinels, Zhangjiajie's sandstone pillars pierce the mist. This breathtaking landscape, hidden deep in Hunan province, feels less like Earth and more like a forgotten dream. Each pillar stands impossibly tall, shrouded in drifting clouds. Locals once believed mountain spirits carved them. Today, they remain a mystical realm, echoing legends and timeless whispers carried by the wind. Zhangjiajie is more than scenery, it's inspiration. Its towering peaks famously influenced the floating Hallelujah Mountains in Avatar, proof that this land already resembles another world without cinematic imagination. Walking the narrow cliff paths, you feel suspended between earth and sky. Below, dense forests stretch endlessly. Above, pinnacles dissolve into fog, blurring the boundary of reality and illusion. Villages once nestled in these heights, isolated for centuries. Families lived surrounded by cliffs, farming small terraces. Their resilience mirrored the landscape itself. Stubborn, enduring, and strikingly beautiful. Hidden deep in Shanshi's misty mountains, Zhenan feels untouched by modern chaos. Its terraced fields, wooden homes, and narrow stone paths create an atmosphere suspended between tradition and mystery. Perched on steep slopes, the village clings to the mountainside like a secret. Fog drifts through pine forests, shrouding rooftops and turning ordinary mornings into cinematic scenes of surreal beauty. Life here moves slowly. Farmers guide mules along cliffside trails, while elders sip tea outside creaking wooden porches. Every moment seems preserved in rhythm, unbothered by rushing cities below. The surrounding mountains are immense, their ridges forming natural fortresses around the settlement. At sunrise, golden light spills across layered hills, making Zhenan appear like a floating village in clouds. Legends whisper of hermits who once chose these peaks for solitude. Today, their spirit lingers, carried in temple bells, winding shrines, and the stillness echoing through the forested valleys. Zhenan is not merely a village, but a hidden world, remote, resilient, and hauntingly beautiful. It's a reminder that China's sky villages still hold secrets modern travelers rarely uncover. High in the mountains of Guizhou lies Yanchan Kun, a cliffside village that seems to float above the clouds. Ancient wooden homes cling precariously to stone ledges, defying time and gravity. The village was built centuries ago by the Miao people, who sought safety from invasions below. Its position offered protection, but also isolation, making daily life both difficult and extraordinary. Paths carved into the rock form the only connection between Yanchan Kun and the outside world. Each journey required courage, as villagers navigated narrow ledges overlooking sheer vertical drops. Today, Yanchan Kun feels like a forgotten world suspended in the clouds. Few travelers ever reach it, yet its existence whispers a story of human endurance against impossible landscapes. Hidden deep within Guangxi's karst mountains lies Bamei Village, a place accessible only by drifting through winding caves along a river. Its isolation preserves traditions few outsiders have ever witnessed. The journey begins by gliding through pitch-black limestone tunnels, emerging into a valley where time stands still. Surrounded by towering green cliffs, Bamei feels like a secret world, untouched. Here, villagers farm rice paddies, raise animals, and fish the clear waters, living as their ancestors did centuries ago. Daily life blends seamlessly with nature, creating harmony rarely seen today. Wooden stilt houses line the fields, smoke rising gently from kitchens. The sound of flowing water and rustling bamboo replaces modern noise, offering visitors an otherworldly glimpse of simplicity. Often called the land of idyllic beauty, Bamei embodies an ancient rhythm of life. Entering feels like passing into a forgotten realm, one that China has quietly protected for centuries. High in the clouds, clinging to cliffs, and hidden among peaks, these sky villages remind us that not all treasures are made of gold. Some are built from stone, wood, and centuries of human resilience, quietly existing above the world we know. But what makes these places truly powerful is not just their beauty, it's their mystery. Each village is a story, half told, waiting for someone curious enough to listen. They are living testaments to survival, tradition, and the breathtaking harmony between humans and impossible landscapes. Most travelers will never see these villages. They will remain invisible, lost in the clouds. But now, you've glimpsed them. If these hidden worlds moved you, imagine how many more are still waiting to be uncovered. Join us on this journey. Subscribe, share this story, and be part of the search for Earth's unseen wonders. Because sometimes, the greatest discoveries aren't in guidebooks. They're here, waiting in the silence of the mountains.